Most men think danger looks like a weapon. They think it looks like a scream or a chaotic fight in a crowded restaurant. They are wrong. Dead wrong. Real danger is soft. It is quiet. It smells like expensive perfume, and it whispers to you in the dark. It looks like the woman of your dreams, sitting across from you, telling you exactly what you want to hear, or at least what you think is innocent conversation. But in the realm of psychology, there is no such thing as an innocent comment. Every sentence is a window into the subconscious. Every phrase is a disclosure of intent, and some phrases are warnings. Bright red flares shot into the night sky, signaling that the person sitting across from you is not looking for a partner, but a victim. Welcome to Mind Before Skin. Here, we do not analyze surface behavior, we dissect the machinery beneath. We look at the ugly truth, because the beautiful lie will destroy you. Today, we are identifying 5 specific things a woman might tell you. 5 phrases that seem harmless, maybe even vulnerable, but they are actually psychological traps. When you hear these words, your instinct might be to comfort her, to reassure her, to stay and fix it. That is your biological imperative working against you. That is your cognitive dissonance, blinding you to the predator in the room. I am here to override that instinct. I am here to reprogram your response, so that when you hear these 5 sentences, you do not lean in, you do not negotiate, you do not try to save her, you do the only rational thing left to do, you turn around and you walk away. Let's begin. Red flag number 1. Let's begin with the most common lie in modern dating, the one that sounds like a confession, but acts like a bear trap. You meet her. The attraction is magnetic. The conversation flows deep into the night. You start talking about history, about past loves, and she looks at you with wide, innocent eyes, and she drops the line, "My ex was absolutely crazy," or she escalates it, "All my exes were toxic. I just have bad luck. I attract narcissists." Stop. Right there. Freeze that frame in your mind. I know what you are feeling. Your heart breaks for her. You see a beautiful woman who's been mistreated. You see a damsel who's been hurt by bad men, and your biological imperative kicks in. The hero instinct. You think to yourself, I am different. I'm a good man. I will show her what real love looks like. I will save her from the pain. Congratulations. You just volunteered to be her next victim. Let's strip away the emotion and look at the mathematics. What is the statistical probability that every single man she has ever been with was a psychopath, was abusive, was unhinged? The odds are astronomically low, so we must look at the constant variable. The common denominator in all those toxic relationships is her. This is a massive psychological red flag. It indicates an external locus of control. This is a fancy way of saying she takes zero accountability. In her mind, life happens to her. She is a passenger. She is a victim of circumstance. She never plays a part in the destruction. She is rewriting history in real time to erase her flaws and to maximize your sympathy. This is the hallmark of the victim narcissist. They curate a narrative of perpetual suffering, because suffering is a currency. It buys your trust. It buys your leniency. It lowers your guard. When she says her ex was obsessive, she often means he had boundaries she didn't like. When she says he was controlling, she often means he asked her to take responsibility for her actions. When she calls him crazy, she usually means he reacted emotionally to her abuse. This is called reactive abuse. She poked him until he snapped, and then she pointed at his reaction and said, "See, he's crazy." And she is doing it to you now. She is preemptively discrediting the witnesses. She ensures you will never listen to her past partners, because she has already painted them as monsters. But here's the darker truth, the trap you are stepping into. She is not looking for a partner. She is looking for an enabler. She needs someone to validate her victimhood. She needs a container for her chaos. And the moment you step into that role, the moment you try to fix her, you are signing a contract. You're agreeing that she is perfect, and the world is the problem. But the clock is ticking, because eventually, you will have a bad day, you will set a boundary, you will fail to read her mind. And in that split second, the script will flip. You will no longer be the savior, you will be the villain, you will be the abuser, you will be the crazy one. She is already writing the script for the next guy, and you are the antagonist in the next chapter. Do not let your ego trick you. Do not think you are special enough to love the trauma out of her. You cannot fix a person who breaks their own reality. A woman who cannot reflect on her role in a failed relationship is a woman capable of infinite destruction. She lacks the fundamental mechanism for growth, self-awareness. If she cannot see her own shadow, she will project it onto you until you break. So when you hear "my ex was crazy," translate it immediately. It means I accept no blame. It means I lack empathy. It means you are next. Do not ask for details. Do not try to be the hero. Just understand the signal and exit the stage. Red flag number 2. This next one appeals to your exhaustion. Men are tired. You're tired of the mind games, tired of the complexity, tired of the emotional turbulence. So when a woman sits down, takes a sip of her drink, and says, "I'm not like other girls," or the golden ticket, "I hate drama," you feel a wave of relief. You think you have struck gold. You think you have found a unicorn, a woman who thinks like a man, but looks like a goddess. She tells you she only hangs out with guys, because girls are too catty, too emotional, too much trouble, and you nod along, because it validates your own frustrations, but you're missing the dagger hidden in the compliment. Let's deconstruct this. I'm not like other girls. What does that actually mean? It is a statement of superiority. It is a statement of separation. To elevate herself, she has to step on the entire female gender. She is telling you that she views her own kind as inferior, as hysterical, as unworthy. This is not confidence. This is internalized misogyny wrapped in a pick-me bow. She is performing for you. She is shapeshifting into what she thinks you want. The cool girl. The girl who eats burgers but stays a size 0. The girl who loves football and never nags. The girl who is totally chill with you disappearing for 3 days. But the cool girl is a myth. It is a mask. And masks get heavy. Eventually, they crack. And what is underneath is usually a bottomless pit of need. Let's look at the "I hate drama" claim. Psychological rule of thumb. If someone has to explicitly state they hate something, it is usually because they are surrounded by it. A person who genuinely lives a peaceful life does not need to announce their hatred of war, they just live in peace. But the woman who claims to hate drama is almost always the conductor of the orchestra. She is the epicenter, the eye of the storm. She surrounds herself with men, not because she relates to them better, but because men provide validation without competition. Other women are mirrors. They reflect her insecurities. They hold her accountable. They see through the manipulation that works on men. So she eliminates them. She isolates herself in a kingdom of men where she is the only queen. And you're not her partner. You're her audience. You're there to reinforce her uniqueness the moment you compare her to anyone else. Or worse, the moment you give attention to another woman. Wait for the explosion. The chill facade will evaporate. The no drama policy will be repealed. Because her entire identity is built on being the exception. If she is not the only girl in the room, she ceases to exist. This type of woman requires constant maintenance. She needs you to constantly affirm that she is better than the rest. Better than your ex, better than your female colleagues, better than your mother. It is an exhausting game of comparison, where you are the judge, and she is the only contestant. And the irony, she brings more drama into your life in a month than a normal girl would in a decade. Triangulation, jealousy, chaos disguised as hanging out with the boys. She creates friction between you and other people, just to prove she has the power to do it. Do not fall for the cool girl pitch, or it is a marketing strategy for a defective product. A woman who cannot maintain friendships with other women lacks a fundamental capacity for non-transactional connection. She sees relationships as hierarchies, and she must always be on top. So when she says, "I'm not like other girls," believe her. Other girls might have boundaries. Other girls might have female friends. Other girls might be real. She is a simulation designed to stroke your ego while she drains your energy. If she hates drama, ask yourself why it follows her everywhere she goes. Then follow the silence, away from her. Red flag number 3, now we enter the territory of psychological warfare. This is where the ground beneath your feet starts to dissolve. You are in a relationship, or a situationship, and she says something cruel. Maybe it is a dig at your career. Maybe it is a jab at your appearance, or a flirty comment directed at another man right in front of you. You feel the sting. It is sharp, it is undeniable. So you speak up, you act like a man with self-respect. You say, "I didn't like that," or "that was disrespectful." And in a healthy relationship, that would be the end of it. An apology, a correction, repair, but with this type of woman, you do not get an apology, you get a diagnosis. She laughs, she rolls her eyes, and she delivers the line, "God, you are so sensitive. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? It was just a joke. Calm down." Listen to me very carefully. These are not innocent observations, these are weapons of mass distortion. This is Gaslighting 101, and it is the most dangerous tool in her arsenal. Let's break down the mechanics. When she says you are too sensitive, she is doing a verbal sleight of hand. She is shifting the focus away from her action and onto your reaction. Suddenly, the problem is not that she insulted you. The problem is that you felt insulted. She is judging your emotions rather than her behavior. It is a brilliant defense mechanism. It absolves her of all guilt and places the burden of maturity on you. She is telling you that your reality is wrong, that your pain is invalid, that your perception is flawed. And if you hear this enough times, you start to believe it. You start to question your own mind. Am I being too hard on her? Maybe I simply can't take a joke. Maybe I am the problem. That is the moment she owns you. Because once you doubt your own perception, you have to rely on hers. You outsource your reality to the very person abusing you. Let's talk about "it was just a joke." Now, this is what psychologists call Schrodinger's douchebag. She says something terrible. If you agree with it, she meant it. If you get upset, it was just a joke. She decides the intent based on your reaction. It is a safety hatch for cruelty. It allows her to say whatever she wants without consequence. And if you press her on it, you become the villain again. You become the buzzkill, the guy with no sense of humour. This is not about humour. Humour connects people. This divides. This minimises. It tells you that your boundaries are invisible to her. Think about the arrogance required. To hurt someone, and then tell them they are not allowed to be hurt. To stab someone, and then complain that they are bleeding too loudly. This is a dominance display. She is training you, conditioning you like a dog, to accept disrespect in silence, to swallow your pride, to apologise for being wounded. If you stay with a woman who does this, you will lose more than your time. You will lose your compass. You will lose the ability to trust your gut. And a man who cannot trust his gut is a man who is already dead. Do not debate the definition of funny with her. Do not try to prove you're not sensitive, because the moment you defend yourself, you're validating her frame. You're accepting the premise that there is something wrong with you. There isn't. Your feelings are data. Your instinct is ancient. If it felt like disrespect, it was disrespect. When she tells you to calm down after she provoked you, she is mocking your survival instinct. Do not calm down. Wake up and walk away. Red flag number 4, tear in the eye. Maybe with a look of deep disappointment. If you loved me, you would know what I'm thinking. If you loved me, you would cancel your plans. If you loved me, you would buy that for me. This is not a request for affection. This is a hostage situation. She is holding the relationship gun to your head and demanding a ransom. This is what psychologists call emotional blackmail. It operates on a simple but deadly formula. Fear, obligation, guilt, the fog. She is weaponizing your feelings against you. She is taking your devotion and turning it into leverage. Let's analyze the structure of the sentence. If, then, this is conditional logic. This is computer code. It is transactional. It implies that your love is not a standing fact, but a renewable subscription, one that expires the moment you do not comply. She is telling you that love is not a connection. It is a performance, and you are the monkey dancing for the organ grinder. Let's look at the mind reader variation. If you loved me, you would just know. This is the hallmark of the immature psyche. Infants expect their mothers to anticipate their needs without speech. Adults communicate. By expecting you to read her mind, she is setting you up for inevitable failure. She creates a game you cannot win, so that she can punish you for losing. It gives her the moral high ground. It allows her to play the neglected victim, while you scramble to decode her silence. Then there is the sacrifice variation. If you loved me, you would cut off your friends. If you loved me, you would change your career. She is testing your boundaries. She is seeing how much of yourself you are willing to erase to keep her, and every time you say yes, every time you jump through that hoop, you think you are proving your love, you think you are securing the relationship, but you are doing the opposite. You are losing her respect. Because women do not respect men they can control. Women do not respect men who trade their dignity for approval. The moment you give in to "if you loved me," you have handed over the keys to your autonomy. And the worst part, the goalposts always move. Today it is cancelling a night out with the boys. Tomorrow it is giving her your passwords. Next week it is your bank account. It is a hunger that can never be fed, because the issue is not the specific request. The issue is power. She needs to know she can make you jump. Real love does not require a test. Real love is not a bargaining chip. A woman who loves you respects your no. She respects your limitations. She values your independence. She does not view your boundaries as a lack of love. She views them as a sign of character. But the manipulator sees boundaries as threats. She sees your autonomy as treason. So she uses the ultimate trump card. She questions the validity of your feelings to get what she wants. This is coercion disguised as romance. It is dirty, it is cheap, and it is dangerous. When you hear this phrase, do not defend yourself. Do not list all the ways you have proven your love. Do not try to negotiate the price. Recognize it for what it is, a threat. And you do not negotiate with terrorists, even the beautiful ones. Especially the beautiful ones. The correct response to "if you loved me, you would do this" is a silence so loud it shatters the frame, followed by the realization that if she loved you, she wouldn't ask you to destroy yourself to prove it. Red flag number 5, this final red flag is the most insidious of all, because it does not sound like a threat. It sounds like vulnerability. It sounds like honesty, and in a twisted way, it is the only honest thing she will ever tell you. You're deep in conversation, the chemistry is palpable, and she looks down at her hands and she whispers, "I'm really bad at relationships. I'm a total mess. You probably shouldn't date me. I'm just going to hurt you." Listen to the silence that follows and listen to your own thoughts. What do you hear? You hear a cry for help. You hear low self-esteem. You hear a woman who just hasn't met the right man yet. You think she is judging herself too harshly, so you step in, Mr. Fix-It. You tell her she's wrong. You tell her she is wonderful. You tell her that she just hasn't been loved properly. And you promise to be the one to change that. You fool, you absolute fool. She is not asking for reassurance. She is giving you a disclaimer. She is reading you the terms and conditions of her chaos, and you are clicking accept without reading the fine print. Psychology tells us a fundamental truth. When people tell you who they are, believe them. The first time, this is what we call the soft disclosure. She is confessing her crime before she commits them. Why would she do this? Is it guilt? Maybe, but mostly, it is strategy. It is an insurance policy against future blame. Think about the endgame. 6 months from now, when she cheats on you, when she ghosts you, when she burns your life to the ground, and you stand there in the ashes, screaming, "How could you do this?" She will look at you with cold eyes and she will say, "I told you. I told you I was a mess. I told you I would hurt you. You didn't listen." And she will be right. She absolves herself of all guilt because she gave you fair warning, and you chose to ignore it. You chose to proceed. This is the trap of the savior complex. Men love a project. We love to build things, and we love to fix things, and a broken woman is the ultimate project. We think if we can just love her enough, if we can just be stable enough, we can put our pieces back together. But you're not a rehabilitation center. You're not a therapist, and you are not God. You cannot love the trauma out of someone. You cannot fix a structural defect with affection. When a woman tells you she is crazy or a mess, she is not being cute. She is not fishing for compliments. She is stating a fact. She knows her history. She knows her patterns. She knows what she is capable of. She has left a trail of destruction behind her, and she is handing you a map to the graveyard. Why would you look at that map and think it leads to treasure? It leads to a body, yours. Do not fall for the tragic beauty. Do not fall for the damaged goods narrative. It is romanticized in movies, but in real life, it is just exhausting. It is just painful. It is a black hole that will swallow your light and never give anything back. The most dangerous thing a man can do is assume he knows a woman better than she knows herself. If she says she is bad news, agree with her, nod your head, say, "Thank you for telling me," and then remove yourself from the equation. Do not try to prove her wrong, because she will spend the rest of the relationship proving she is right, and she will win. She always wins, because she has nothing to lose. But you do. You have everything to lose. Here is the final truth, the hardest truth of all. Hearing these phrases is not an invitation to debate. It is not an opening for a therapy session. It is an exit cue. Clear as a bell, loud as a gunshot. You cannot negotiate with a storm. You cannot reason with a hurricane. You can only batten down the hatches and move to safer ground. Most men stay because they are afraid of being alone, because they are afraid of losing the beauty. But beauty without character is just a pretty cage, and you were born to be free. The ability to walk away is the ultimate power move. It is the only negotiation tactic that matters. It signals that you value your peace more than you desire her chaos. It signals that your standards are non-negotiable. Do not look back. Do not wonder, what if? The only thing you are leaving behind is a disaster waiting to happen. Your attention is your currency. Do not spend it on those who seek to bankrupt you. Save it for the woman whose words match her actions. Save it for the reality, not the illusion. If you want to see the wires behind the puppet show, if you want to master the psychology of attraction, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, because the world is full of traps, and we are the map. Mind before skin. We see what others ignore. Walk away.